Here we go. Oh boy, hello everybody. My name is Liz and I work here. And I'm so excited for these 7-minute demos. It's my favorite thing that we get to do each month because I get to find all the new technologies and share them with our membership. So, those of you that haven't been on one of these before, you will hear my spiel, which is the other folks will get to hear my spiel and you get to hear it for the first time. So, this is I love technology, but whenever someone tries to give me a demo, it's at about the 7-minute mark that my eyelids get droopy. So I thought, let's just make everybody sit within my 7-minute rule. And you have 7 minutes to give us your demo, your pitch. We have 3 minutes to ask you questions. And then we move on to the next one. And at the end, there will be some time left over. So if there are additional questions, people can engage in conversation, or that will be it. We do record this. It goes on our Club Ichi YouTube channel. So we've got a handful of live studio audience here joining us today. And then the rest of the membership can watch it on demand. We get some pretty good viewership on these things. So I'm excited to share what you guys have with our community. So I'm just going to pick a victim and pull you up here first. And Alec, you are on the top left of my screen. So you're going to be my first victim. Come
All
on.
right.
Hi.
Awesome. Hey, Liz.
Welcome
Thank you for
aboard.
having me.
I'm so glad that you're here. Okay, so chargeFUZE, I have seen the product. I saw it at IMEX, I think, for the first time, and then now I'm starting to see it at convention centers. I was just in Oklahoma City, and there was a whole chargeFUZE right there. So,
Yep.
tell us all the things.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me, and obviously super nice to meet all of you. Happy to kind of run you through a quick deck, show you some different examples in terms of what we do. Just out of curiosity, anyone here, have you used us before? Have you seen us around? I'm curious if the audience is familiar with chargeFUZE. Not yet. Okay. Well, let me run through it together, and then I imagine after this, you guys will start seeing us everywhere. It's just a matter of kind of putting two and two together. So I will go through it, and I'll keep my 7 minutes, and then you can let me know, Liz, if I have maybe a minute or two, if you can, just give
I
me a little
sure will.
time
I got the
notice.
timer going, and I will give you warnings.
Awesome. So we are the leading provider of event technology, and mobile charging is our sort of primary product. Based out of Los Angeles, but operating in all major markets across the country. And I oversee all of our events and activations. So that's music festivals, sporting, corporate, trade shows. We're doing over 200 events a year across association, user conferences, trade shows, and anything from 100 people to 100,000, and anything in between we can find a way to support. This is a little bit of an overview of where we're showing up today across golf and tennis and Formula One. We're also the official supplier for the World Cup this summer for any of the soccer fans
Dude,
out there.
congratulations.
So
That's amazing.
thank you. So big summer ahead. And for us, really, the big thing is the guest experience, number one. The attendees not leaving their phone locked up in a locker or standing at a table on a concourse. But also, we have really fantastic inventory for potential sponsors as a way to drive additional revenue. And have created technology around data capture and post-event retargeting and things like that I will get into. So this is what the products look like. I'm curious if any of these look familiar to any of you. We have a lot of stadiums and shopping malls and permanent locations around the country. And then on the event activation side, most of the time when you see it, it will be branded. So everything you see here is brandable. All of the units have digital screens on them. Out pops a portable battery, and you could take it with you and use it throughout the day. And it charges all portable devices. It also does laptops and tablets, and now can pretty much charge any device. And we have sizes for all types of events. So we have our little tabletop with 10 units, we have 15, 25, 45. We've got even larger, we have 100. And here you can see on the left a little demo. Somebody comes in, there's different ways they could grab it, but they can scan a QR code or they put their phone number and out pops a portable battery and they take it with them. And so they can grab it at the registration, they could drop it off at the food hall, and we could place them in different areas throughout a show and you can pick up and drop off anywhere. And it's a really simple and easy user experience and not having the attendee having to stay in one place or be tethered to a locker or a tabletop. Um, we have different ways that you can actually use the product. So if you have like a really large conference with 5,000 people, we have the ability to take like a credit card as a guarantee. So if the attendee walks away with it, that cost falls onto them. We have an option where they just put their phone number and there is no credit card. So we can sort of mix and match that experience. But most importantly, this is what it looks like from a branding perspective. We can wrap the full units, we can brand the batteries, the screens are all dynamic. So you can run scheduling, you could put sponsor messaging, you could put speaker messaging, and it can loop and carousel different media together. So it is could be wayfinding tied to sponsorship, tied to scheduling, and really just a central hub for information and power. But also it's a great inventory for a sponsor because they own that physical branding. They also have the battery. I have a T-Mobile example here, and you're holding this sort of sponsor inventory in your hand, which obviously is really, really great. But the other thing, which I think is really cool, is the ability to do custom lead capture. So we can actually gather information of every attendee that uses the chargeFUZE product and then send that back to the sponsor and say, hey, you had 200 people use the product, and this is who they are. And we could even send targeted SMS campaigns. So we can actually text the attendee and say, hey, thanks for charging up courtesy of, so and so. And you can put a link to a promotion or a landing page. And so it's a really great way to engage with attendees beyond just providing the power, but also can reach them even after the event has ended as well. And I'll just finish. I have a little case study from the US Open tennis. We work with Chase every year. It's one of our flagship events. Last year, we had 90,000 people use our product, one of the most utilized activations at the US Open. And it's a great way for Chase to show who they are. But don't be scared. We do events with, a couple hundred people. But just to kind of show you what the capabilities are, and happy to help support if there's any potential need for some power. So that's all I got. You're muted, Liz.
Sorry, I didn't mean to kick you off the screen. Now I got to find you and bring you back up. There you are. Okay, so this was amazing, and I will sit here and be an advocate for this because I found it for the first time at IMAX when I just did not have time to go sit against a wall for 30 minutes and recharge my phone. I saw this thing and I was like, "Ooh, how much does that cost? I don't care. I need it right now." And it was free because it was somehow sponsored, and so I was able to pop the little battery out and then continue on my day. It was unbelievable. And then I think I saw it at the SWUGO event, just the tabletop
Yes.
version was sitting on
Hmm.
their tables too. And I was like, wow, there's a little version too. This is
Yeah.
pretty incredible. So here are my questions. Number one, do you rent it? Do you buy it? Like, how do you get a unit to your event?
Hmm. So everything is all rented on a per event basis. So we'll bring them in for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, and then we can remove it all together. So we do rent it. We also do have an option for like permanent locations that want to have it, year round, and that is a separate sort of business model. But no, you can have it for as little as a day and as long as the year and anything in between.
And then the timeline for booking. How far in advance do I need to get one of these?
We're based in LA, but we do keep some stock, in the East Coast and try to be strategic with it. Always ask for ideally at least a month notice before the event start date, especially for all the branding and all the physical components. But even within a couple of weeks, we're able to work some magic depending on where it is. And, the digital screen, we have more flexibility than the physical wraps. But I would say rule of thumb, ideally a month, a month before load in.
Amazing. And then is it US only right now?
US is the hub, and I think operationally it's where we are the strongest. We do operate a bit in Canada, Mexico, select parts of Europe and Australia, but US is really, I think, where we're the strongest.
So, and how, when you're working with sponsors, what is the way that you've seen this work the best? Is it
Mhm.
sold as a sponsorship package by the organizer, or are sponsors able to go, hey, I'd like to do this, and then you help reach out? How does that work?
Yeah, it goes both ways, but I think the majority is this gets bundled as part of a sponsorship package. It goes into the prospectus. The event organizer is able to mark up the Fuse product to drive revenue, but also obviously tied to attendee experience. And then they can sell it either all to one sponsor. And let's say you've got 5 units and it's all tied to one sponsor. And then sometimes I've seen each station sold independently. So you could have 3 different sponsors and you have the so and so charging lounge, and that's one partner. Registration is sponsored by another. And so it is hopefully a revenue driver, but also something that is beneficial for the attendees. There are instances where the sponsor itself is like, hey, I'd love to show up at this type of event. Can you give me the ability to show up? And I can try to work to facilitate from the brand side. But most of the time, it does get sold through the event organizer.
Okay, that's amazing. And then the campaign, that part's really cool. So if you did have multiple sponsors because they were in multiple locations, can you do those marketing campaigns per like
Mhm.
location? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So if I use the Verizon club in this specific location, that could be targeted to Verizon, and so messaging can be totally different.
Okay, that's incredible. And then who sets up that campaign? Is it like a DIY that the company that's renting this would do it, or do you guys have a digital team?
Everything that we do will be plug and play. So the physical, digital campaigns, all the data capture will be set up by us. Um, and then even the physical stations themselves, we can either set them up and we can do like a white glove delivery and installation, or maybe I can pop back for a second just to show you uh, how are we doing on time, by the way.
Yeah, you're great. You have a minute and a half left.
Awesome. And then I will show you what we do is we build these special travel crates. And so the units are already pre-set up, they're on wheels, and literally they're just plug and play, and they're super simple operationally. I've set them up myself, and I'm not very operational, and I was able to do it very simply. So they're really intuitive, and they're on wheels, and they're already be everything will be pre-set up in branding and all that.
That's amazing. So literally the event professional just works with the folks at the dock, get this stuff out, roll it out, plug it in.
Plug it in.
There you go.
That's it.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Ugh, fantastic, Alec. Thank you so much for showing these off. I'm really glad that you were here. And anybody else has
Likewise.
any questions and we didn't get a chance in the 10-minute spot, then hold them for the end and then we can bring Alec back up. Amazing. Thanks, Alec.
Thank you.
All right, next victim, I see Bryce. Hello.
Hello, hello. How we doing?
So good. My friend Bryce with Popl, so I got to hang out with him in Chicago at our spontaneous think tank where we got to try out this lead capture magic. And so here's what Bryce told me. He said, you know what we love about this is that we can take the first name, last name, and company name and append all the information. So we were like, okay, then we're going to do a daytime no sleep slumber party. And we gave everybody sleep masks and made them write their first name, last name, and company. And we scanned each other's foreheads to see if it worked. And it was so much fun. And it was a great networking opportunity. So what else can you do other than scan people's foreheads, Bryce?
Yeah, that was quite a fun activity. We're all running around scanning each other's face masks. That was a lot of fun. Thanks for having us there. But believe it or not, face masks are not our primary use case for scanning and capturing leads at events. Um, before I dive into it, a couple questions for the group. Who here is targeting B2B in your marketing versus B2C? Okay.
Pretty much all of
B
us are B2B. There's a handful
okay.
of festival folks, but most everybody is corporate.
Okay, awesome. So that's good. And then who here has ever as part of setting up a booth at a conference had to sign up for the event provided lead capture, badge scanner, lead retrieval solution?
Who hasn't?
So that's something you guys handle?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure we got the right audience here. So Um, Popl is your replacement for every event provided badge scanner that you've ever had to buy or ever will buy. And so say goodbye to a different solution every single time that you have to train, probably not even your marketing reps, your sales team's reps who don't work for you and maybe don't want to listen to you, getting them to use a different tool every single time that works differently every single time, doesn't talk to your CRM, doesn't talk to any of your existing marketing tech, probably doesn't have custom qualifiers. And if you're lucky, you get a spreadsheet of email addresses at best 1 day later, at worst, maybe a week later. You'll probably see oftentimes in that list of emails addresses that there are Gmails, Yahoos, hello ats, completely fake emails, because at this point, attendees of conferences and trade shows know what to expect. They know that as soon as they register on that form for the event, they are basically giving their information to all the exhibitors, and they're going to get inundated. So because of that, they're not always honest and truthful with the data that they register with. And because of that, Popl doesn't use the event provided registration system. And that's why we work with any event, any conference, any trade show. We can scan not only badges, because we only need a name and a company name. We can also scan business cards. We can scan QR codes, which actually have a name and company name inside of them. We can scan your face mask at a sleepover party in Austin at a Club Ichi event, or we can manually type our name and company name into the Popl mobile app. And what this does is gives your team one standardized solution to capture leads the same way consistently at every single event, or even at the happy hour or at the airport lounge, right? Some of the best conversations happen outside of the conference floor where the badge isn't necessarily around your neck. And so at a high level, this is what we've created is a platform that allows you to capture leads the same way everywhere you go. So with that, I'm going to share my screen here. And there are two parts to Popl's platform. One is our mobile app, and the other is our admin dashboard. So I'm going to mirror my phone screen here. So this is the homepage of the app. It's designed to be simple because, as we know, sales reps and field reps, they need a simple solution. They don't want to be confused. They don't want to be overwhelmed. They want it to be painfully simple to scan badges and capture leads. So this is what the home screen looks like. And all you have to do is click scan. And because I'm mirroring remotely here, I can't actually use the camera on my phone, but that's okay. So you can scan a badge like this. You can scan a paper business card. You can scan a LinkedIn QR code. Any of these will capture the lead. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to create a lead manually. So let's say I'm at a happy hour and I'm chatting with Liz and she's not wearing a badge. She doesn't have a business card. And maybe she even lost her phone. She was having such a good time. I'm just going to type her name, create lead manually. So Liz, Lathan. I'm going to put her company name, Club Ichi. And this kicks off the same lead capture process that would happen at this point if you had scanned a badge or a business card. So you can see we have her name, company, name, company. We got her email address, job title, LinkedIn, and I could click this link and add her on LinkedIn right now. We got multiple phone numbers. So Liz, is any one of these actually your mobile cell?
The 5611.
5611. Cool. So the reason why we enrich multiple phone numbers is because we sell to a lot of teams that have an SDR function. So people that are making phone calls all the time. And we hear from them, they prefer to have as many phone numbers as possible to make sure that they get the right one. So we always deliver super accurate email addresses. Phone numbers are a little bit trickier to get, and we call those the icing on top of the cake. But most people want the email address. And then we have a bunch of company firmographic data. So where it's located, company size. Um, in this case, we didn't get annual revenue. I think Club Ichi is probably more hidden in terms of what their revenue is. And other information about the company, which allows you to do lead scoring and lead routing if that's something that your company focuses on. So based on where the company is located, et cetera, you could route them into your CRM to go down different qualifying paths. So then we're going to, before we save, I'm going to also show you qualifiers. Qualifiers are custom questions that you as the admin set up prior to the conference to make it easy for your sales reps and field reps to ask the right questions. So while you can, your reps can do free notes like this and even speak notes, we want to make sure that they're all doing the right qualification, asking standardized questions. And so here, like at Popl, we want to know what CRM are you using? How many events do you attend per year? When's your next event, et cetera? And then all of these data points map to our Salesforce and our HubSpot so that we can start to bucket these leads and take action on them accordingly. So you could customize these questions to your business's unique qualifications. And then what's also really cool, this is new that we just rolled out, is called CRM Insights. So in this case, it looks like Spencer, who was someone from my team, actually scanned Liz at a previous conference. And so now when I scan Liz, instead of having a cold conversation and acting like no one at my company has ever met her before, I'm going to say, hey, Liz, it looks like you spoke to Spencer at a previous conference and covered XYZ. Here's your status in our Salesforce CRM. We do the same thing with HubSpot. And now I can have like pick up where the last person left off and actually make progress instead of treating everyone like a new stranger at the party and everyone having the same conversation. So this is pretty cool. And then we can save the lead. And before I show you the admin dashboard, one other thing that's pretty cool here is we have native calendar bookings. So if I click Liz in the leads list and I click this calendar icon, we integrate with all the major calendar providers. So Calendly, Chili Piper, Google, HubSpot Booking, Microsoft, etc. And for me, I use Chili Piper, which is what this link is. But I don't even have to fill out the form, which you would normally have to fill out on a booking link anymore, because I got that info from Popl and it's filling out that form. So now all I have to do is pick a time and lock it in. I just booked a demo with Liz from the show floor. So no delay. no loss in progress, and we're taking action immediately. And then I can say, yep, booked a meeting. Liz, feel free to cancel that one. um, cool. So that's the mobile app. It's very simple, very straightforward. And now I'm going to show you our admin dashboard. So ignore Shrek here in the corner. We like to have fun. But if we go to leads,
And just so you
you'll
know, my
see
demo
Liz.
request just came through my email, so it works.
There you go. Yep. So here's Liz in the admin dashboard, and here's all the leads that our team is scanning. So this tag, it represents the name of the conference that they're at. So I've got a bunch of field marketing reps all over the country right now scanning badges. And this shows that they are expected to, or they are as expected, syncing to HubSpot and Salesforce.
And so in your
They
HubSpot or
come in.
Salesforce, and you've got your own campaign set up there, and they're loading them as leads into that specific campaign, or are they just loading them as content?
Bingo. Yep. So you can map two campaigns in Salesforce and in HubSpot. We're very close to releasing. So we have integrations which I can show you. So let's look at the NAB show, which someone from our team is at right now. So this is the campaign structure. And if I back up real quick, basically every campaign is a one-to-one correspondence with the conferences you're going to or the events that you're going to, right? So each one you would create a campaign so that you have event level attribution back to that event in your CRM.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that, hey, how many leads did we get? How many of those leads became opportunities? How many meetings were booked? What was the closed won revenue? Because you have a one-to-one campaign mapping for every event, you have that data and you don't have to do anything on your own. We handle that for you.
Okay. There's a question.
So
We're at time, but I want to throw a question in that came through, which is I've used other business card scanning apps. They seem to always have issues capturing the data unless it's straightforward with high contrast and bold fonts. And now I guess I can advocate and say we were able to do this with Sharpie written first names, last names on sleep masks. So it does a pretty solid job at data capture, but I'll let you answer that.
Yeah, no, I think that's probably the right answer. Candidly, a few people had maybe not the world's best handwriting at that show, and so the OCR had some trouble with those. But hopefully, you're not scanning face masks. You're scanning badges that are nicely printed Times New Roman, and we've never seen an issue with not being able to actually read the text on a badge, a business card, or a QR code.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bryce. This was great.
Of course. Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Awesome. Oh boy, Vamshi. Hi. Good to see you, Vamshi. Are you doing the demo?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
doing the demo.
spectacular. So I didn't get to see you on site in Chicago, but I did get to see Reddy from your team, and we got to play with the Snapsight tool. So I don't know if this is what you're demoing today, but it completely blew my mind. So I'm just going to turn on the timer and let you take it from here.
Yeah, sure. Hey, hi everyone. So this is Vamshi. I'm the founder of Snapsight. So I'll give you a quick brief. To set some context, Snapsight is all about getting you return on investment for your event content. We know that events have like huge amount of content, rightly so, right? When you are an attendee, you'll have multiple streams to pick on, only a few sessions. But then there is also usually FOMO on missing out sessions. So from an attendee point of view, they'll not be able to share, like they'll not be able to go to every single session. Sorry, just a second. Yep. Yeah. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, all good.
Okay. Yeah. And we'll be able to, so that is where we come into picture. With Snapsight, we'll be capturing every piece of content, whether that's a presentation or a workshop or a Q&A. We are not doing traditional translation. That's why any format usually works. And the main goal is we'll be able to take that content and then we'll be able to deliver value in real time. And then what do we mean by deliver value? So there are a lot that we can do with it, right? So one is your traditional live transcription and live translation. And then two, we'll be able to give you some live insights. And then, yeah, there are a few more things as well. From an attendee experience point of view, we like to keep it very simple. You have a great speaker giving a great presentation. We don't want to interrupt. We directly take audio from them. And in live, we generate the key takeaways from that particular session. Imagine this in your conference, so that if somebody wants to catch up in between a session, or they want to catch up on the session post event, if you have missed an event, this becomes a wonderful way to catch up. And we are working with a lot of associations and corporate from a neuro inclusivity point of view also. You are giving more options for your attendee to catch up your session rather than read your 1 hour transcript, which I guess nobody wants to, right? So then we have a few ways in which we present this. First is key takeaways. This is what do you say, your quick what do you say, tweet style uh, key takeaways from that particular talk. 5 to 10, depending on the depth of the session, we'll be able to show that. And here you can see that you don't need multiple links for multiple sessions. You have one link where you will be able to catch up with every single session possible. You can filter through them, you can search through them, everything is possible. And then second, this is my favorite way, Idea Cloud. So here, what we are doing is we are trying to visualize the key concepts within that session. By the way, this will be done in real time, as in the first 10 minutes of the session, you might see only 3, 4 idea clouds. As the session is progressing, you will be able to see more and more. And this is an interactive experience. You can click on it and you will be able to see the key takeaways and also speaker attribution on who said what. So this becomes a wonderful way if somebody wants to dive in deep. And on top of this, we have your very, what do you say, traditional live text and live transcription. So if you want to catch speaker word by word, you will be able to do that. And if you want to translate that into any language, we can do that as well. And if you want to listen to your speaker in your own language, we can do that also. So yeah, so instantly we are transforming your content into a live experience. And we are actually generating insights from it. And the key takeaways, Idea Cloud, everything like I mentioned, is available in more than 75 languages. So this, from my point of view, solves the biggest problem that we have seen, is the capture problem. Like we will be able to capture every single piece of content. And one of the fundamentals that we wanted to do is not to build this as a backend software, which is boring. That's why you see we try to use emojis, some bold colors and all of it, because we want to make it an experience. So what we've seen people do is not just show a QR code, but you can actually show an idea cloud. Imagine a panel discussion where there'll be no presentation. So this can be a visual anchor. This can be on the background. So for a few workshops where people are talking over each other, this is we have seen some workshop use this as a dedicated screen. And then we have seen some sessions where they're showing key takeaways post session, so that your moderator, they'll have some points. Usually they'll write down their own notes, right? So here we can actually tell them that they can look at it, they can make some comments. So yeah, we've usually seen that creates a lot of engagement. And then yeah, your traditional live captioning and subtitling and everything is also something that we'll be able to do. And yeah, so from an attendee point of view, if you want to put it in your mobile application, if you want to host it in your post-event emails, or show it to event attendees live on QR code scans, you will be able to do that. We'll provide per room QR codes and an overall QR code as well. You don't need to make a lot of changes. The platform natively provides those. And we know we are in events business, which means we are in content business. We take care of your security very seriously. We are a SOC 2 certified company and ISO 27001, and also we do not use your event content to train any of the AI models. So we give you that guarantee so that you can safely use the content. Like I mentioned, this is what we have actually started with. And then we have encountered people who want to do some really cool stuff with it, right? So what do we do after the event? So this is where things get more interesting. And let me lead with an example. So we've captured Club Ichi's spontaneous think tank in Chicago. And
It's funny.
Liz
I
was
have it pulled
preparing
up in case you weren't
PDF.
going to show it. I have it pulled up ready to show. So,
I do have it. So Liz was preparing her PDF where we wanted to show you what you can really do with that one. So, and then we have created this. So this is like we have gotten the photos, and then we have captured every single conversation. I think there were 13 conversations, but yeah, one was not captured. We have captured the rest 12. And here is my favorite part. So what we have managed to do here is to present the content in your signature format, right? Because this is what events are. Events want to be unique. You don't want to be templated, right? So this is what we are trying. So these are the key topics that they have discussed on, and you can click on each one. Let's say AI, because it's my favorite one. So you will see that what they have discussed specifically, what is the quote that you can go through, and what tools they have mentioned. So this becomes a different kind of distillation. When this was shared to a broader community, you will see that there'll be more engagement, because this is not just a PDF summary, but also an engaging experience that you want to go through. And yeah, so what are some of the key action items that you can take from it, right? And then there was a town hall by Kevin Hinton, so that deserved its own separate page. You will see that what are the key takeaways, stats, and everything from it is something that we were able to mention. And finally, we have created a thread board, which is topics or themes which are cutting across multiple conversations, and you can go through each, and then you'll be able to go through this. So for me, this is how you need to share content. This is how you make an experience out of content, because more often than not, you already spent a lot of money on it. You have flew in speakers, you have prepared a great agenda and everything, and most content is not used at an event, and that is what we are here to solve. In a week or so, this is what we are releasing, where you will be able to do this thing within the platform itself. We are calling it Remix, so that we take your content, your brand, we'll be remixing into something special for you. So yeah, and then this also means that to just give a glimpse of the capabilities, which means we can create post-event reports, one-pagers. If you're a serious association, you want to do white papers. If you're corporate, it's a fun event, you can do a sticky board thing. You'll be able to do a lot. The possibilities are endless. And we know that most events work adjacent to marketing teams as well, where they want to do some unique stuff with it. So what we have done is we have opened up Snapsight data using an MCP. So here, what I have done is you can directly connect your Snapsight data to Claude, Copilot, any of the tools you are using. And then maybe you can ask quick stuff like go through my event and help me visualize key statistics, and then Claude will do it for you. You don't need to go through copy, paste, transcripts, and all of that. We want to make your life simple. And then here, I have asked it to make me a PPT to present it to my leadership, and it quickly did in my own theme. Snapchat uses its traditional, like, yeah, classic black and green. Let it load. Yeah, so it was able to create a full PPT. Yeah, so here you can see that it was able to create a full PPT out of it, so that we are not locking up your data. You can do whatever you want to do with your data, and then we power some great experiences. So far, we have done 1,000 events, and we are planning to do more. This is, and then I am super excited to see what people are going to build with Snapchat Remix as well. Yep.
I was blown away. I continue to be blown away. Here is the content we was talking about, taking it and turning it into things. So we had ours, and they turned it into just a LinkedIn carousel. So actually, this was a conversation. Bryce was in one of these sessions. So this was the conversation that we had in there about hiring managers and what we're looking for, and all this stuff was done and ready. So my question for you, Vamshi, is could I have gotten in here like in the actual native tool and edited it if I wanted this to be the white Club Ichi logo, for example, or move the chicken over to the other side? Is it that editable, or how does that part work?
So we are releasing it in parts. The first version that will be releasing in a week, where you'll be able to prompt it and say that, hey, remove this chicken. And
Okay.
then maybe next one, you can point and click. You can just point here and then delete. You'll
Okay.
be able to do that. So that's how we are building it. Yeah.
Your stuff blows my mind. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. Really appreciate it, Vamshi.
One,
So, and it took me,
I
it was,
would.
It took what, like 24 hours, maybe 48 hours to get that full report out that we were able to share out with our attendees.
Yes, yes. So it's because we recognize the value that the moment your event ends, we also run with you. We'll try to deliver it as fast as possible so that you get the biggest impact. I
Yeah.
would like to take one question that was in the comments. How can you guarantee that your data will not be used to build AI models? So what we are using is we are using large language models, but we are using our own private large language models, which means we are hosting those models in our own cloud server so that we have an enterprise contract with these companies so that we are not training your data and your data remains in your own AWS server. And we have custom retention policies for corporates. If you want to delete, we'll be able to delete them at any particular duration.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the last question, is this available as a single seat license or is this only kind of enterprise level?
Yeah, no, we do it per event. We'll be able to do it for very few sessions also. And yeah, we do have for Club Ichi members, we are also providing some POCs as well. So feel free to contact me and we would love to work with you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Vamshi. Really appreciate it. All right, Pete. Okay, so Pete, you are the only one here today with a product I haven't actually officially seen. So I am so excited to see OpenReel because we now have a license for it and are about to start using it. And I don't have a clue how to. So bring it on. What is this thing?
Amazing. Okay, so we all need a lot of video in our business, right? Either forward facing or internal. You need it pre-sale, you need it post-sale, you need it for your employees, you need it for your members. And the options in the old days were, send a crew or go out and do it yourself. And nowadays, a lot of people will, they'll record through Teams, they'll record through Zoom. And the problem with that is the quality of that footage is it's not that great, right? It's compressed. The bandwidth is messing with it. If you ever wanted to put that video up on a big screen, everyone's going to see all the blocks. Also, if we recorded this demo as a marketing asset, we can't really pull apart the individual people. So the founders of OpenReel said, look, everybody's got a beautiful 4K camera in their pocket. What if our directors and editors and marketing team could access the full powers of that phone remotely? And so that's how OpenReel works. Your subject is going to download a free app or be on computer. You're going to go online, meet them on that. Your subject's going to feel like they're on a Zoom or a FaceTime, but you can choose frame rate, resolution, load a script, do all the things you need to do remotely. And then most importantly, you can record the local file. So your subject is just talking to you like they would like this, but meanwhile, you're going to get that full 4K or 1080p asset and you're going to upload it for them. So they just have to focus on being talent and you're going to get a really great video right through the web. So that's basically the principle of it. And then we have these things that just make it even easier to produce as much content as you want. So Liz, you said that you would like to see the product. So we're going to do this. Could you do me a favor?
Yeah.
And could you please download a free app to your phone called OpenReel Capture?
Okay.
Perfect. So in the meantime, I'll show you how this looks, right? So whether you're enterprise or whether you're just the content team, you're going to have this cloud-based account where you can create projects. You can preload your scripts. You could send the questions to somebody to record on their own, and you could include a video instruction, and people just in their own time could submit footage. It's super easy to use, but the really powerful one is called OpenReel Capture Pro.
Okay. It wants a session ID.
You're already ahead of me. That's amazing. Okay, so you can put in any name you want. If you put in, Queen of England, that's how you'll show up because we're not pulling personal data. But if you enter this case-sensitive session ID, we've got a capital G. No, I'm sorry, small g, small j, small q, number 5.
Okay.
And Vamshi, like you, we have a lot of security features that make this an acceptable platform for companies big and small. We can talk about those later. But Liz, you probably see a card that says 7-minute demo.
I do.
If you click that, we're going to join. Hello.
I'm upside
So,
down. I'm sideways. Hi.
so Liz sees me. I see Liz. And again, this live stream, this is not the video file we're going to capture and use. This is just for us to communicate here. If you see on my screen, I don't need to ask Liz to figure out, hey, make sure you've got the right frame rate for us. I can just see that and access and go. Same for resolution. I don't need to say go into your settings, make sure you're at 1080p or 4K. Audio settings, if she's got AirPods on, I can turn them off or on for her. The view, I can select any lens that she has for her. I could even flip to your back camera. I don't know if that's okay. Do you mind if I do that
Go
for
for
you?
it.
Okay, so we could go capture some B-roll here
That's
of a
actually
setting. We could use the ultra wide and even the super ultra wide. And it's amazing to just capture B-roll of someone's settings here. So if you just want to pan left or right, maybe show us your workspace. I love capturing B-roll from people's offices and people's views and things
very
like
boring.
that. And then perfect. Thank you. I'll hit stop. And you can see this video file is living on the device. I didn't capture the live stream. So if it's a bad take, I can just click delete. Or if we want to use that footage, we click upload, and the entire video file is going to come from Austin, Texas into the cloud where we can all access it, download, share it, and start editing it right away. Now, we're going to do something I think pretty useful here is we're going to go to our scripts where I've preloaded a couple scripts and you're very busy CEO or member or the client that has just your favorite client, they've agreed to give you 7 minutes of their time, you can just load up that pre-approved text. And yeah, Liz, just because we're doing this fast, I'm going to do it, but I would normally maybe set up a little bit more. But when you're ready, you can just read this for us when you have a minute.
Okay. Circle is our hub for all event listings, resources, templates, and on-demand content. Slack is our highly active, personally facilitated and moderated asynchronous conversation space with 600 plus B2B event professionals. Post a question, get real answers, no noise, no pitches, always answered.
Amazing. You've done that before, I can tell. And this testimonial we're now capturing from Liz. Once that video file is uploaded, me and my subject are done here, right? Like she can get back to work. I can go edit this video file. The time savings are unbelievable. The quality of the footage is far surpassing your Zoom or your Teams. No, I mean, we love those tools for conferencing, but we don't want to do a teleconferencing here. We want an asset, right? So I've got the file. It's going to give us a transcript of what was said. I can share it. Just before I give Liz back her time, I'll show you guys a couple other things. You never ever pull personal information from someone's device, but you do pull a tiny bit of technical information that's helpful for your shoot. So you can see we're on a Pixel 7, good to know. I can see upload and download speed. This never affects the quality of the file, just affects how long it takes to receive it, right? Then I can see how much battery we have in case we're doing like an hour-long interview. And then down here, you can see how much space is available to borrow. So Liz, feel free to disconnect. You're done here. I'm going to take everyone back to the project page here. If I click refresh, we now have 2 clips. They're ready to go. We can watch them, edit them, share them, do whatever we need to do. And I'll show you the second piece here. We have templated editing where we can incorporate your graphics, whatever you need to do. And you can just quickly plug and go. Like, what is circle? Hear from our founder, right? Whatever you want this to be, it's just going to update in those graphics. You can go here and you can go find your video files, throw them in, throw in a lower third, change, the logo. I've put in like a list of, graphics, right? You can have them all in there. You've got pre-approved templates and things like that. So if you want notes, it's all here. It's all ready to go. And you also can change the aspect ratio. So if you're like, hey, this has got to be on LinkedIn or TikTok, you just click one of those and the whole thing will reformat. And when you're done, you just click build and you're going to have this video in 1080p or 4K. We got a lower third here. Forgot. Sorry about that. Oh, no. Typo. Founder, you can decide when it comes in. And this video is going to be done before the end of our 7-minute conversation here. So that was pretty high level. There are lots of other things in here, but this is, I think, the speed and the file quality and the ease of use are the most important things. And I'm going to take a break there. And yeah, Liz,
That's
How was that
awesome. Okay, so
experience?
I totally see it where you're remote. I'm just using my phone. I'm doing this thing, download the app, record my thing. That's amazing. What if I'm on site with somebody and want to do like a testimonial capture? Can it just be kind of phone to phone? Can I just have them download the app and just do it right there? Or does it need to be facilitated this way?
Yeah, amazing question. So the video request uh, option is super powerful, right? This is a link that anybody can click, and then it's going to open like a kind of a camera zone, and people could go through the questions or just use it all the time. So like a video journal, right? Instead of this being Club Ichi member promos, I could just call this Liz's video journal for NAB and just maybe just leave it like as an open-ended link, right? Update the session, copy that link, give that to Liz and say, just throughout your day, just open that and click videos. They're just going to upload right in here so I can see them come in throughout the day and start editing for you on the
That's very
spot.
cool. And then there's a question on like, are waivers needed? Is there a process where you're saying, yes, I approve you to use this video when you're setting it up?
Yeah, so great question. So Liz, you noticed you had to give access to the camera, give access to the microphone. So all of that is there. In the terms and conditions, there is, like a clearances term, a clause. We don't customize those. Everyone asks if they can put in their own. Best practices is probably reach out to people and say, hey, are you sure that you're fine with this final cut, right? But I believe the so one of the things about the video is that it's stored in the app. It's not commingled with your video roll
Hmm.
because technically you're saying to the subject, the director, you own this content, not me. You're not like going into my phone and pulling my personal video files. You're borrowing my camera to
Hmm.
film content for you.
Yeah, yeah, and to your point, so I there were many things I said yes to in the process of installing the app and then turning on my camera and microphone and all that. So, yeah,
Yeah.
amazing. Okay, and so once this finishes and you've got the files, you've formatted it for whatever template and whatever you've got like that. So, do you download it as an MP4? What does it do?
Yeah, great question. So the original files you can always download in their original format. So on your phone, that was a MOV.
Mhm.
But we also automatically convert it to MP4. We automatically give you a transcript using closed model. We're not shipping that out. And then the final video that is here, this is an MP4. You could embed this straight from here to your website so that as you update it, it's just updating everywhere. You could download it as MP4, put somewhere else, and it comes with analytics if you send people to the landing page.
Ah, very
In fact, let's see if we can do this. Actually, I will maybe give everybody a link to the video.
fun. I should have
So,
checked what's on my desktop. I don't have anything that's given away anything, right? Okay, good.
I didn't use the B-roll for this, so I'll make sure to delete that for you. And we can just, yeah. So, yeah. All right. Here's a quick share link. Everyone could go check this out. And I do recommend like a little bit of setup and directing, right? You don't always have to do it the fastest way possible, but this is 7-minute demos. So, Liz, if you've got like 14 minutes, I think we could definitely outdo this video next time. But if you like it, I'm pretty sure you can keep it.
That's awesome. Is our hub for all event listings, resources, I'm just looking. Yeah, this is great. Okay, so here I'll share my screen and see what came through to me. So I got this link. It opened up. I've got this. You put it in the beautiful little quick template. Okay. Circle is our hub for all event listings, resources, templates, and on-demand content. Slack is our highly active, personally facilitated and moderated asynchronous conversation space with 600 plus B2B event professionals. Nice.
And Liz, when you're watching it, it's totally smooth, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was a little glitchy. I have internet. We're sharing internet over here. So, but yes, it looks great.
That's exactly why we exist, right?
Yeah.
Because you might be recording like the most important person in your circle, but the bandwidth isn't there. And if you do it through Teams or Zoom or whatever, like that's what you've recorded forever.
Yeah.
And through OpenReel, you get that local file, even if they have bandwidth issues. And so it's the same quality as if I flew to Austin, recorded you with my Pixel, brought my phone home, and then put it on my computer.
Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, this was very exciting. Thank you so much, Pete. This was really fun. So I know that Lee and Sergey are in our Slack channel. So if you have questions, Pete, you're not in our Slack channel yet, so we can get you in there, but there's a lot of notifications. This was so great. Thanks to everybody for joining us today for our 7-minute demos. You can find Bryce, you can find Vamshi, you can find Alec, all in the Slack channel. And I will, of course, put the recording of this once I remove my phone number from it, not on YouTube. Thanks, Bryce. And then everyone else can go back and rewatch, and you can reach out to any of our demoers through Club Ichi or on LinkedIn or anywhere else. Contacts can be found. Thanks, guys. This was really fun. Any other questions in here? I'll hold it for a moment.
Who from OpenReel is on the Slack channel?
Sergey and Lee Firestone. There's Lee. I'll spotlight Lee. This is Lee. You can find me in Slack. Awesome. And I'll make sure that all the contact information for them I'll update it on Circle, and then I'll drop it in Slack as well. These are always so fun. Thanks everybody for joining us, and we'll see you next month. Thanks, friends.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Thank
See
you.
ya.
Thank you.